Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and welcome to our podcast talk show.
Welcome. Hello.
Settle in, get cozy.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun ride. Maybe.
Depends on if you like what we talk about.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. So before we dive into that, though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to get notifications when we drop new content. If you want to shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. You can tweet us at CoreyKevin1. If you want to check out, we do have a link tree. It'll be linked in the description below. There's a clickable link down there. All right, try that out. Yeah, we do have some blogs going on there and stuff. So, if you want to come in, read, and chat, just let us, come say hi.
Come say hi. Hello.
Hello.
Well, so it's a brand new week. It's Monday. And we've kind of have like a new thing going where we watched the same movie.
Yep.
And so we won't get into that, but we'll just start off with what have you watched? It's been a week.
Yeah.
What have you done this week?
So what have I have done? Actually is honestly not much of watching. For some reason I did watch. I watched quite a bit, but the episode, like what I was actually watching was
Don't say it.
No.
Okay. All right.
Not Walking Dead.
No. Okay.
I've already finished that. So anyways, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Twice over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I've watched. So did you watch that new episode, the South Park, the pandemic one?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I did. I get that. I squeezed that one in. I must have started it, but didn't finish it. So because it's been out for a little while, it is on HBO Max too.
Very cool. Okay.
Yes, it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It's a funny. And they actually have a new one coming out too that I'm pretty excited. It's a vaccine one now. So the first one's a pandemic. The next one's a vaccine. So I'm pretty pumped about that one. Yeah. Watch that, and then for some reason, man, I've been on It's Always Sunny kick. I watched
sweet.
So I haven't I've been watching random shows like Community and stuff before I go to bed, and I don't know, it was a couple nights ago, man. I decided, well, actually no, it was probably like a week ago. I put on season 2, first episode 1, season 2 of It's Always Sunny, and I have just been actually sitting there watching it. I don't know why. It's weird, I don't know what it is about it. So, other than that, though, man, I really haven't honestly been watching anything I don't know, watchable,
Nothing noteworthy.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. Yeah. So, I'm sorry. I did watch one movie. What's that one with Jack Black? Year One, I think it's called.
Oh, with Michael Cera.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So it's weird. Once again, I think it was another movie that I kind of understand why. That I never finished. I never actually finished the ending. So
yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, you get through the first little bit, but don't get me wrong, man. Michael Cera is just so funny. He made me laugh a couple times in that movie. I can't help it.
I mean, there are funny moments, but overall,
no,
that is not a good movie.
I agree. I totally agree.
We went and saw it in theater, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
And we walked out, we're like,
whoa.
That was just not good.
The forbidden fruit should have just stayed, just saying. Just the funniest part that I think that made me laugh in that entire movie was when they're all fighting outside, and Michael Cera and his lady comes out, and he's like, and then they both just lost their virginity, right? Mm-hmm. So they both come out, and he's like, yep, she's ready for something. She's not a virgin anymore. And then she turned on. Neither is this guy. It's so funny. And then he's like, "I'm going to defend our love." Because now he became a man. Man, it just made me laugh just because and it's the buildup of how he was the whole movie. But so yeah. So other than that though, man, really nothing.
Man, Michael Cera, what a career that guy has. I mean, Arrested Development. Have you watched Scott Pilgrim?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
yes, I have.
Dude, that movie is amazing, man. That is really good. Definitely a rewatchable movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Clementine, she somehow picked this movie. I don't know how. I walked in the room and this movie was on. I was like, I've never watched this, so I sat down and watched this, called Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld.
The
Matthew Broderick and
yeah, I've seen it.
And
it's been a while, but I've seen it.
Man, it's an okay movie, and I'm not just really too big of a fan of Renee Zellweger's voice.
No.
But the one guy, he's even from Seinfeld. I can't remember his name, but anyways, the movie overall was pretty good, but the message behind it was like, man, this. Why teachers need to be showing this movie as soon as possible? Like, what's going on?
It is a good.
It's just a really great message of what the bees do for humanity. So, be kind to your neighborhood friendly bee.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, it sucks because I'm allergic. I'm actually speaking on that too. I think I'm gonna go get retested for it because. I don't know.
Just don't believe it.
Sometimes I just don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I've been stung so many times. I would definitely know if I was allergic because I was stung in my legs probably about 50, 60 times.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. So, would you step on a beehive? Is that what happened?
No, I was cutting grass and I went over an underground beehive. I thought I had hit a stump and it was shards of wood hitting my legs or something. And I stopped and I looked, and it was just an incredible amount of bees.
Oh, my gosh.
Just stinging. And man, that was not fun.
See, that to me, that's cringeworthy right there. You just telling me that story, and because of my fear of bees growing up my entire life. But like to that point, though, I mean, as a kid, the first time, you live and you learn. I'm outside at grandma's house, and I got a can of pop. It was my can of pop, right? So I set my can of pop outside. A bee flew into it. I drank it. Well, it stung me inside my mouth. When the bee died, so it stung me. I spit the bee out, right? And then my entire mouth over here, my entire throat over here was swelled up. But that's all that happened. I didn't die. I mean... If I'm allergic to bees,
there's going to be some swelling regardless, so it might have just been a terrible swelled up spot.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, my mom told me that I was allergic to bees.
Right.
That I needed an EpiPen. So my entire life, if a bee comes around, I'm the ninja out there. I'm swiping.
Did you? Well, take it easy. Don't be swiping them bees. You might kill one, and then.
Well, I know, but they might kill me. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe.
In the movie, they discuss what makes your life more valuable than theirs, especially when they're in charge of keeping us alive. If they did not spread pollen, we would not have crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers.
I mean, the government would just make some, but
wow!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
No,
you got a lot of faith in your government, sir.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, I am bee.
Positive.
I'm there for the bees. Yes, bees. Go bees.
Yeah, go bees. Yeah. No. Now, to your story though, like when you got stung in the neck.
Yeah.
Did they inject you with an EpiPen?
Well, no. My mom rushed me to the hospital.
Yeah.
So because when I spit the bee out, when I spit it out, they looked at it, and the bee was like slightly moving, but the stinger was out.
Oh yeah.
So I reached in my mouth and I pulled out the stinger, and then she automatically freaked out because I was young and it's in my throat.
Yeah,
right?
you have no idea.
She has no idea. I just say it's in my throat, but it was actually more towards like you're like your back of your mouth, like your jawline back there.
Yeah.
It's actually more in like that area, like right there on that. Yeah. So when that happened, so she rushed me to the hospital. But to be 100% honest with you, I was like really young. I would think that they would have, but at the same time, I don't remember, and I thought I would because have you ever seen one? I mean, we had to go through demonstrations of how to actually put one in. I mean, do
you have to shove it in the heart?
What? Not in the heart. Well, it depends. So you shove it in your heart.
That's some Pulp Fiction stuff with the adrenaline needle, where they're like,
well, yeah. Well, they say that, but the problem is you can really break a rib cage. And,
well, absolutely, you're not supposed to do it that hard.
Well, yeah,
they're pretty high.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's very true. That is true. So that, or like actually just straight into your, they say straight into your thigh actually too. See, what you kind of want to go into, like I said, that's why it depends. You know what I mean? If my heart is stopped because of it, then it's 100% heart is what they said. And then if it wasn't, then if it wasn't 100%. Like heart stopping, then you can just go into the thigh, because you want to go to like a muscle meaty spot with this crazy long needle that they shove it. You know what I mean? Goes straight in. Yeah. You know.
Well, not all of them are crazy long. Like those.
But they have to be like thick though, because you have to shove it in far as possible. Like that's the thing. So it's a shot. Like
you gotta get at them.
Yeah.
I'll just take one.
Well, yeah, but
hit me with some epi.
Yeah, but back to my whole story. So if I wasn't allergic, why would I have to do that? Why would the doctor tell me that? Was my mom freaking out and just scared, or was I really allergic? You know what I mean? Yeah. I have no idea. I wasn't there, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I don't remember.
Yeah, you can. They do like those tests now. You could like draw some blood or some saliva.
Well, that's what
they can inject you with some stuff.
And whatever,
see how your skin
whatever comes
reacts.
out of my skin.
Yeah. They find out if you're superhuman, basically. I've gone a few times, and every time I have new abilities. It's real weird.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's wild.
The radioactive sirens go off when I walk in here. I can't go in an MRI machine.
Yeah, nope.
It just melts them. They're like, what's going on?
Melts them. Yeah.
I have to coat my entire camera in lead, otherwise it doesn't work.
That's crazy. No wonder I go over there and everything's, bound to the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's so
what
heavy,
is this?
man.
That's lead.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that. You ever watched Chernobyl? You watched Chernobyl.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, that was mind blowing.
It was. It's actually a sad thing.
Oh yeah.
To be 100% honest with you.
The fact that it's like still going. You know what I mean? Like they had to it's called a sarcophagus, and they built this giant cement and steel trap around it. But the problem is that they couldn't finish it as well as they should have, just because of the amount of radiation that's still pouring out of this thing, that like it's starting to crumble. So they built another one in two sections and then rolled it together and the crazy part is like that's not necessarily taking care of it, that's just covering it, that's just making sure it's not pouring into. That's like, man, that's crazy. That's absolutely a horrific accident. But anyways, after we watched the B movie, or just B movie, the next one that popped up on Netflix was the Lorax, and I was like, man, that's cool. That's like right up the same alley of hey, we keep cutting down trees. At a certain point, it takes time to grow trees. It's like planting 1,000 trees, we're good. No. Yeah. In like 50 years, we're good. Oh, man. It's like they said, when was the best time to plant trees? Like 50 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now. Like, come on, let's do it.
No.
Plant anytime. Trees. I'm a card-carrying member of the, what is that called? The Arbor Day Foundation.
Nice.
And we've gotten several trees, but the last couple of times, when you renew your membership, your dues basically go to, you could get like 10 free trees, or you could gift 10 free trees, or you could donate 10 free trees to a rainforest or other forests.
That's sweet.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
We do that, but man, it's amazing the thought process of humans,
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's a pretty good idea. Netflix should really be like, they should have like an environmental selection, that pops up,
for sure.
Crime, murder, environmental, just throw that in there and throw some of these movies, and maybe people will be like, whoa, wait a minute. Or Wall-E, we keep creating so much trash. What are we going to do with it?
I mean, for sure. That's why I think that was some of the best. Like, if you actually like watching them as adult, I think as a kid you don't see it as much. You don't realize as much of that. But like seeing it like as a kid, you wouldn't realize that. That's why I think it's cool.
Well,
like,
exactly.
I think it's really sweet that
Wall-E.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when I was a kid and adults were like, oh, wow, I love that movie. I'm like, oh, my big brother loves cartoons, No, my brother, he likes the environment and he likes this, You're like, oh,
Yeah.
got it. He's got a totally different, way of looking at it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like oh well, that, and then we slammed some Narcos Mexico, man.
did you?
We are on season 2. We're, I think, maybe 2 episodes into season 2 or 3 episodes, man.
Wow.
We slammed it the other night and the night before that, man. We're like, let's get done with it because Leftovers is next. So
Yeah.
we're ready. We're ready. Plus, Narcos Mexico is getting really good.
Was it getting good?
Well, I mean, it's been good for a little while, but it's crazy, man. It's like the real stories that are like told within this show are crazy, man. DEA agents getting kidnapped, gone missing.
Yeah.
Basically starting a war. Dude, it's crazy. It's nuts.
So is Narco, which one would you say is better? I mean, you still say the original
Narcos, yeah, Narcos. Yeah. Which, it's fun, spoiler alert, but Narcos Mexico and Narcos, well, there's a timeline because obviously they work together for a while. So there's a timeline where characters interact, so you get to see characters pop up from Narcos, and it's like, oh yes,
nice, okay. All right.
You just love certain characters, man. I mean, they're not great people, so that's kind of the problem of when you humanize bad people,
For sure.
But you just kind of enjoy their characters for the ride. But it's gotten crazy, man. Wild stuff.
Let's get back into it. I don't know why it dropped me off. I don't know what came up that made me quit watching the regular Narcos. I think I got to done season like 1 or 2 or something, and I don't even have to. I have to go back and listen, rewatch, like to see where I'm at. But something came up to where I quit watching it, and I just never got back into it. I don't know why.
Yeah, we had that where it was almost like 2 weeks or 3 weeks where we didn't get around to get. We watched season 1, episode 1 of Narcos, and then for 3 weeks, didn't watch any Narcos Narcos Mexico. That is. But then once we started getting into it, we're like, oh yeah, this is our jam. It's just so funny because it's like, that's illegal rich when you start seeing like these people's houses and oceanfront properties and the most luxurious items, and it's just like the fact that you have to constantly look over your back, or people are double crossing you, or deals fall through. It's like, nah, I'm far too lazy of a person to do with that.
Absolutely. Well, when you lose, to me, that there was I'm pretty sure it was like a $1.2 million, transaction of whatever was happening, right? And it got busted. He didn't even care.
Yeah. They're in a $1 billion industry. What? Who cares about one?
I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, that's insane. Like,
that's crazy, like a car or two to me.
Exactly.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
he's probably he like Wolf of Wall Street takes it out of his pocket and starts like, hey, why don't you go buy yourself a new suit?
Well, yeah. Well, like think about when he was campaigning. When he was campaigning. I'm not trying to give too much away, but he's literally just.
Well, I mean, it's all history too, so it's like.
Yeah. Stacks of money out to him.
People. Yeah, right.
Here you go.
Yeah, just throw it like, here you go. Yeah. I mean, that's how you buy the favor of the people.
For sure, 100%. And then, oh wait, you need a house? Boom, you have a home.
Yeah, boom. Oh yeah, he built homes. I mean, there's just you haven't finished it yet, but anyways. But Narcos Mexico, if you ever get around to seeing that one, some of the characters are definitely. I like the cartel characters more than like the DEA, where I like both in Narcos.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I don't know. It's almost like, to me, like there's certain, like, if you're gonna make a spin-off, you should make the character development very similar, and then like in Narcos Mexico, you're kind of thrusted with this particular character, and you're like, well, I don't really care for this character. I mean, later on you find out why you're thrusted into this character, but it's just like, I like the other agents better in the first one because Agent Pena from Narcos is the Red Viper from Game of Thrones or The Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal, the dude's awesome. Unfortunately, Wonder Woman, but we won't get back into that.
No,
Wonder Woman 1987 or 1984. Whoops, so bad I couldn't even remember the year.
I just didn't talk about it,
Just didn't want to talk about it. So speaking of Narcos Mexico and Narcos, there's a lot of reading involved. Just because, I mean, if you're not fluent in Espanol, then you got to read. And that's no problem. I like reading subtitles. I like subtitled movies and TV shows. So we watched a movie that was in subtitles. I was like, that's kind of funny. Corey's just throwing them in now.
Yeah. How you like that?
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is a French movie. I was like, I don't know if I've seen a French movie before. This is pretty cool. I guess you could almost consider, it's not really, you cannot consider this a French movie. But do you remember that one? No, the one we watched. It's called Sentinelle, right? Or Sentinelle? I don't really know.
Sentinelle. Yeah,
Sentinelle?
I have no idea.
I don't know how to say it in France. In French,
I pronounced it the same way you did until I read that it was a French movie, and then I totally changed my
and then I added a little spin to it because it was a little fancy now, right? Yeah. And it's a new one. Came out on March 5th from Netflix, so it's like the new Netflix movie of the week.
Yeah,
Netflix original movie. It's pretty cool that it was a French film because, like I said, I don't think I've really seen a French subtitled film or anything like that. No. So, what were your thoughts?
Okay. So I actually really, I liked it. My thoughts on the premise of it, I mean, there was weak parts, you know what I mean? Just like any movie there is, you know what I mean? I did like the fact, I mean, some of the things, see, this is the thing, some things I didn't like was some of the fight scenes, just not gonna lie, some of them were just a little weird, but I do love, the drive and the sweetness of this person, okay? I mean, all right, so let me start at the very beginning of this movie real quick, okay?
All right.
So I don't want to kind of give everything away in it, but at the same time, remember with the kid, okay? I'm just gonna say that right there.
Yeah.
So when that happens, it actually you almost feel for this girl. Like obviously you feel. I'm not saying you understand what she's been through, but then what happens throughout the rest, you almost Not that you understand fully. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying, you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? She stuck up and cost people their lives before that. You know what I mean? Is what happened.
Yeah, right,
you know what
right,
I mean?
Right.
So, with that, that's weighing on her. You know what I mean? And the only question I have is, I just don't know, what was she taking? Do you have any idea?
Oxycontin.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's what I thought it was. I couldn't remember, and then it was too late by the time I questioned it. I'm not going back to research all that. You know what I mean? It is, it is what it is. So,
yeah.
Okay. So other than that, though, man, I thought overall, it was a pretty good movie. I mean, like you said, it was the first French movie, so I was very exhilarated with that. That as I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, well, this is pretty fun. But I'm not saying it's not one of my top favorites, and if you actually look at some of the things too that were said about it, But before I go into that, what was your thoughts on it? Well, how did you feel about
it? Mixed.
Yeah.
So for the movie only being 80 minutes long,
weird.
So there's one thing Jessica and I noticed was they took the time to cut out all almost all. The BS. She gets in a car. Well, we don't need to see her driving, right? They just take her right to the location. They did that with a ton of stuff. It made it a bit too jumpy at certain scenes because you were just like, "What? Well, why even show any of that really?" You're going to do something and then next split second you're at your apartment with your getting ready or something like that.
For sure.
It just seemed a little too jumpy at points. I got.
You get the premise.
We got the gist of it, that you're not trying to waste their time, which is cool. But still, I felt like 80 minutes for this movie was too long. It just, like, some scenes were just too long, too dragged out. But I actually was a fan of the action. Now, I didn't always understand the purpose of the action. Yeah. But then, like, when I applied a little bit of, like, oh, that's why there's this fight. Okay.
Yes. Well,
I don't want to give anything away, but a certain fight happens between in a cafeteria.
Yes.
And it's like, why is this happening? I don't understand. But then I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand.
Boom, it clicked. Exactly.
But it was a little weird. But I was a fan of the fight scenes. They're cool, man. Especially that one.
Well, that one was sweet.
Yeah.
You got. I mean, I'm just gonna say, man, you got a little. It's not UFC. It's like grappling. Yeah. But that's what it reminded me of. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I'm not gonna totally give it away, but when she, there's a little bit of a wrapping around the head type of wrestling a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like that. So okay. So let me go back on my phrase real quick. There was one scene I did not like. I just personally did not love. I thought the bathroom scene was poorly acted in some points. That's, I guess, what I should say a little bit more.
All right. So it had that's the problem. It like had build up, which was cool, but little to no payoff. And so like the action scenes started, and then they fizzled out. Like there was nothing exceptional about them. I mean, the moves were cool. I mean, that's some of the fight scenes. The one in the cafeteria was really cool.
Oh, sweet. There's
some other ones. But overall, like, there were some that just missed because, like, they just fizzled out. It was just like, oh, okay, we're just going to end the scene and move on. It was like, okay, well, I felt a little, it was lackluster. That and the ending. The ending I definitely had a problem with just because of not only how jumpy the movie was, it got jumpier, and it just had like, I don't know. No. I just wasn't a fan of the ending.
Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
But the way it made me feel, I was like, I started calling her Joanna Wick because I'm like, this is like, she could be a John Wick, you know what I mean? But like I said, it just fizzled out. Like it
for sure,
just never.
100%.
I mean, it did. I would say perform very well later on, but there were some in between or even in the beginning where I was just like, all right, there's potential there. She's a Joanna Wick, but she's not pulling it out.
No. I mean, there was some sweet parts. With the ending, I totally agree. It's also frustrating that, like, so you did it once and got away, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I give.
Me.
Yeah, that's exactly my problem.
So
it was so jumpy. It was just like
So,
but yeah, it got a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like,
no,
I'm not sure it should be that high. But
if you just look at like the user people though, I mean, it said I think it was like a 4.2, I mean, stars. I mean, it was nothing above,
20. So it's now at a 67. Well, all right. So look at that. I mean, 6 reviews for the critics, where it's 67%. Where fewer than 50 ratings for the audience score, and that's at 25% right now. I would agree with the 25%. It had potential. I would say the camera work was there. The acting was pretty decent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think like the whole overall feeling of these people walking around though was weird and awkward, and I'm like, if that's really going on, like that's scary stuff. You just look around. I mean, maybe it's normal to them because they live with this program, but they, you just walk around with heavy machinery, heavy guns, and all this stuff. And then, well, I won't get into that. We'll talk about that later. It was another thing that kind of made me mad, but I don't want to give too much away. But here's the synopsis, the plot. Transferred home after a traumatizing combat mission, a highly trained French soldier uses her lethal skills to hunt down the man who hurt her sister. And she does have some lethal skills. Now,
for sure.
The beginning of this movie, if you've watched The Hurt Locker, it's very similar to The Hurt Locker. Very similar.
Oh.
I was like, wow, it's like The Hurt Locker. That's what's up.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Exact words?
I was like, Jessica, this is very similar to The Hurt Locker.
Whoa.
Verbatim.
Verbatim.
Now, IMDb is giving that one a 4.8. There was like some, that Jessica brought up a good point. And she's like, and your scripts get criticized? And I'm like, thank you. I agree. Like, I'm sure the script and what that movie was are two different things because it looks like they cut out like crazy amounts.
I wonder if French movies, like, I'm gonna look it up. Like, do you think French movies are actually like made to be like a shorter movie? Like, are all French movies that way?
I don't know if we could base our claims on one French movie.
I'm just making sure. I'm just saying because like a lot of the. I mean,
I don't know. I have no idea what the French cinema is like. But there is a movie called The Artist that won best picture one year, and it's a silent French film, black and white silent French film. It won a few years ago. Isn't that funny? A silent black and white film won best picture.
That's crazy.
I wasn't too thrilled. Refused to watch it simply because it is neither progressive nor something that has not been done before. It has been done before plenty. Not my cup of tea. Although that's just me being, opinionated Kevin. One day I'll watch it, but...
probably not.
Maybe. You ever seen those? Now, the guy, because his face is very recognizable to me apparently, but he's in The Wolf of Wall Street, the main guy of The Artist. But anyways, what was your findings of all French movies?
I searched for it and nothing.
Yeah, because that's a goofy search. I think everybody could tell you that right now. That's a goofy search.
Yeah, well,
didn't like it. Now I don't. What's the next one coming from Netflix? Because man, I think they said March 18th is the Snyder Cut. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. March 18th. Let's go ahead and confirm that. But we'll have to find out what the next Netflix movie is.
Yeah.
And also, March 18th, 2021. Snyder Cut. Also, it's 4 hours and 2 minutes. What?
It is? Seriously?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a very long movie, but I don't care, dude. I'm so pumped. Zack Snyder, this thing better be out of the park, man. There's a lot of build-up. This is a lot of build-up. Plus, he did reshoots. I mean, that's amazing. That's HBO Max saying, here's like, I don't even know how much, a couple $1,000,000, like maybe $20, $30 million. Do some reshoots with some A-list actors. Dude, that's impressive stuff.
Truth.
Also, March 25th, a movie I am anticipating greatly is a movie called Bad Trip with Eric Andre and Tiffany Haddish. I cannot wait for that. That's coming out with Netflix, I'm pretty sure, on March 25th. I'm like, finally a release date. I can't wait. That is going to be some of the funniest stuff known to man, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. All right. So that's definitely on the list because actually, Bombay Rose comes out next week.
For the old Netflix.
Yeah, for the Netflix. Yeah. Yes Day is March 12th. Yes Day and Paper Lives. And then after that, there's really.
Eventually, there's a new Netflix. I mean, there's a ton of new like A-list Netflix originals coming out too, all spread out through this whole year. And one that I'm very excited about is a one that it's directed by Adam McKay. It's called Don't Look Up, and it's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. And I'm a Leo guy.
Yeah.
Not only was I born in August, but I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
You know too much information about this guy.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You go to any place in the world, be like Leonardo DiCaprio, like I love that guy. I'm like, yes.
Was that the one person that you told Jessica that you wanted at your birthday party?
No, well, that's not just the one person. I wanted the entire cast of Lost. I want Matthew McConaughey. I want Tom Hanks. And Kate Winslet, and of course Leonardo DiCaprio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but if the entire cast of Lost could show up at my house, I have always dreamed of maybe one day when I'm rich, I can pay someone to make me these things. But I wanted like a little pond full of like garden gnomes, and all the garden gnomes would be like the main cast members of Lost. And then have a sweet, like, broken airplane up. And I would, like, totally recreate the beach scene and everything, man. All with lawn gnomes. I've had that dream for years. So maybe one day I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. That'd be. I'm just saying that'd be a good birthday. I'm just going to, give you a thumbs up on that one.
Pretty doggone good birthday.
I mean...
Well, whenever they start
like that, but
whenever they start reading our scripts, they're going to be like,
"Oh yeah, we'll come.
We'll come to that party.
It's going to happen."
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of geniuses over in that neck of the woods. So I guess we'll head on over there.
Yep, here we come.
Clearly, you've listened to our podcast.
Yeah,
I know Leo tunes in every Monday.
Oh, absolutely.
Tommy Hanks. I call him Dad sometimes.
Yeah.
One year at the awards, awesome. He was like, he mentioned me, but they cut his speech.
Yeah, of course, live TV, fresh cut.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's okay, Dad. We'll get him next time.
I heard it.
I'm very thankful he survived COVID. Him and his wife.
Absolutely.
I mean, Mom.
Yeah.
Kevin, that's getting weird. You ever seen the movie Castaway? Oh my God!
Oh, have I?
Yes. Chuck Nolan.
Yeah, Wilson.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Wilson.
I know all about that. Wilson.
I got two Chuck Nolans up there. One with Wilson, and both of them have a spear.
That's sweet.
Yeah, one has a crab on it. One has a fishy. And then I also got the Forrest Gump Funko as well.
Oh, okay.
I love Castaway, though. That movie is just...
It was fantastic, actually.
Oh, man. Robert Zemeckis. One hell of a director, man. He did Forrest Gump as well, and a whole slew of other movies.
Yeah.
Whole slew of them.
Slew of them.
So, I would not recommend watching the Sentinelle unless you're wanting to get your feet wet with some French media, some foreign action, or if you're looking for something that's a little different than your typical Hollywood. It wouldn't necessarily. I just, it was okay.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be like, yeah, you should watch that movie.
Yeah, I'd rate it a 47. So,
you rated a 47 out of what, 1 million? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was harsh.
That was terrible. That was rude.
So instead, what I was gonna do is recommend another movie.
Yeah. All right. What's your recommendations, sir?
Well, we were talking about the environment
Yeah.
earlier, and then we were talking about my boy Leo, who's very environmental friendly. And then there's this movie that came to mind that comes together. It's called The Revenant.
Oh.
And even if you've seen the movie, rewatch it.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours and 36 minutes. Wow.
It's a long movie, but
Don't
it's
care.
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you want to see a man get eaten by a damn bear?
Yeah.
I mean, you might not want to watch that, but that is something you will watch because you're like, whoa. First off, how did they film that?
Yeah, seriously. That's
they have like some weird green screen bear out there. Yeah, for sure. Leo's so like, this is the best we got. Post-production will take care of it.
They did. If that's true, they did. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they did. Now, here, I'm going to veer off for a second here. Speaking of Lost, too, I was watching this fun facts about Lost. So, when they did the premiere, which is a really long premiere, and it's actually like, if you think about it, when you're shooting a premiere for a TV show and it's like 2 hours long or whatever, you're like, holy crap, that's a movie. Like, you're shooting a movie, and it's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. So they shot continuously for a really long time, and it was a really cool thing. I'll have to send it to you. But the polar bear was this goofy thing that they slingshot forward, got it on camera, and did their digital effects, blah, blah, blah. They used a whole bunch of other prototypes that just looked bad, but the polar bear finally, like, they had like this goofy thing shoot. Well, one thing happened. Nobody ever started thinking about like DVR, where you can pause TV and you can freeze frame stuff and go frame by frame. Well, they captured frames of the polar bear, and it looked hokey as hell. It looked so funny. Bad. So they had to totally they went in for the DVDs and everything and re-edited those freeze frames to have a digitally edited polar bear.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So speaking of bears, Revenant's not the first bear to be edited in.
That's true.
I heard Winnie the Pooh's real. That's how they're able to film him. He's real.
Got it. That's cool. So I was lied to as a kid.
This I'm just gonna flip out here for a moment.
Okay. Let me hear it.
So we discussed I care a lot and I don't care a lot for that movie. And that had an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm going to have to find out if that's still an 80%. And The Revenant has a 78%.
Wow. Are you serious?
I'm gonna raise some hell. I think Anonymous needs to take Rotten Tomatoes down because they're liars. No one in their right freaking mind. That is a 98% movie. I don't care who you are. That's my boy Leo, and he won his Academy Award for that movie.
All right, so when I Google it, it comes up. It's an 80%. The audience score is a 37 on that movie.
I feel like it might have gone down further. I don't remember what it was at before.
Yeah. So, but that is funny though.
Well, on the old Rotten Tomatoes, it is an 84% by the audience. Well, audience, you know your stuff. You win a pat on the back. Thank you for supporting our boy Leo.
Yeah.
I wanted Leo to officiate at our wedding. That's what I really wanted. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I knew.
I was trying to think of like what was it specifically, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
He didn't answer my tweets. Neither did Tom. Neither did Matthew McConaughey. I had backups. Those backups didn't work either.
No. Too busy, huh? Mm-hmm. A lot of movies to shoot. It's weird.
Yeah.
Did you read the synopsis about this movie?
Not yet.
Let me hear it. 'Cause
Well,
I'm really interested because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm like really like in my brain cells. I'm really rocking this movie in my head right now. I remember the scene.
It's got a great. Well, first off, all right. So this movie came out in 2015, and this guy, all right. So I'm trying to think when did Birdman come out? Uh,
I don't honestly I don't remember.
all right. So I'm gonna look up Birdman because that was a phenomenal movie, right? Oh my god,
Yeah.
that movie is amazing. 91% on Rotten Tomatoes on that one. But anyways, the same director, right? So that movie came
Okay.
out in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Birdman won Best Picture, and then the director goes on to direct The Revenant. Are you kidding me? This guy's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. Yeah. That's too huge. I mean, I've never watched Birdman, but you recommended it to me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read something about it. It was kind of crazy. What was it? And then I go talk to call my brother that lives in Colorado,
Yeah.
and he tells me he never recommends movies, and he told me to watch Birdman.
It is an astounding movie.
That's crazy. Yeah, he likes movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
but
he's
he
not
doesn't
like
oh, you gotta
no.
see this one, yeah.
Well, exactly. He's not. You know, if it wasn't for his girlfriend, they wouldn't even do. I guess he wouldn't even go to the movies. Well, right now, due to COVID, they're not doing much anyways with the movies. But at the same time, you know, so you know, she's more into Marvel than he is. Just saying.
Well, the Birdman, Michael Keaton,
Yes.
Edward Norton, so many, Naomi Watts, phenomenal. Actually, Holly from The Office, she's in there. She plays
okay. All right.
Michael Keaton's ex-wife. Oh, Emma Stone. Oh my God, Emma Stone's phenomenal in that movie too. Oh my God, that's such a good
like
movie.
Emma Stone too.
I'll have to rewatch that one again. It is so good. And then like I think the first at least the first hour is all weaved together as one shot, one continuous shot. So it's not like cut. No, it's just the camera just keeps following the action and the scenes change. It's amazing.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's crazy, man.
It's about Birdman's about this aging action star.
Okay. That's exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's exactly what I remember.
Wants to be on Broadway or something like that. Reinvent his career.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, The Revenant. Leonardo DiCaprio plays a gentleman named a frontiersman. Excuse me, a frontiersman. Man, you gotta be a badass to get that title right. A frontiersman named Hugh Glass. Hugh Glass is a real person. He's a real stories. And he was born.
He got eaten by a bear and survived.
Guess where he was born?
Where?
In the Electric City, bro. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet.
Same as Biden. Anyways,
That's freaking sweet.
That's freaking sweet. In the Lorax, I realized that Ed Helms is the voice of the Onceler. I was like, man, that's so funny. Anyways, The Revenant, Corey. While exploring the uncharted wilderness in 1823, frontiersman Hugh Glass sustains life-threatening injuries from a brutal bear attack. When a member, Tom Hardy, of his hunting team kills his young son, Forrest Goodluck, and leaves him for dead, Glass must utilize his survival skills to find a way back to civilization. Grief-stricken and fueled by vengeance, the legendary fur trapper treks through the snowy terrain to track down the man who betrayed him. Dun, dun, dun. Now, the reason why I was talking about the environmental aspect is because filming this movie, they actually had to take long breaks because it's not snowing there as much because it's getting warmer. So they actually had to wait for climates to get to the perfect temperature because they shot on location in freezing temperatures, all that stuff. They actually had to keep pulling him. You've seen the movie, so he's in the water and everything, and he's in like that.
Yeah.
They had to keep pulling him out like every couple minutes, just because hypothermia.
Yeah.
That'll get you. So he said that he'll never that was probably the most brutal filming conditions he's ever been in.
Wow. I mean, but that won him Oscars, though, didn't it? Didn't
yes, finally.
Yes.
The dude should have won 20. And he might have only been in 15 movies.
Exactly.
He should be a best actor, even if he's not up that year. You ever seen Body of Lies with Leonardo DiCaprio and Russell Crowe? I'm not sure what that one gets, but that's a good movie. I like that one.
It sounds so familiar, but I don't remember. Maybe if I've seen it. Sometimes I watch movies that like I've don't know I've actually watched until like the name of it until you actually see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Blood Diamond. Oof. That's a winner right there.
Definitely not Blood Diamond. That doesn't even ring a bell to me.
Wow. Well, The Revenant. Check it out.
Yes.
Watch it. If you've already seen it, you're like, duh, Kevin, I've seen that movie. It's great. Watch it again. That's all.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, I trying to, we're doing some, movie facts. You know, I try to do some movie facts. You know, if not about the movie, maybe about the characters in the movie and things. And so we watched, the movie Sentinelle.
Sentinelle. Yeah, I don't
Sentinelle. So, so with that, I started looking at the cast. So, the main character, her name is Olga. I'm sorry, I can't.
You're
say
gonna
this
butcher it, right? Just stick with Olga.
Okay, Olga.
Yeah.
Olga K. Okay. So I started looking to her. You know what I mean? She's a Ukrainian French actress. All right. So I went to her movies, and she was actually in some big movies that I didn't realize. I mean, did she look familiar to you at all? Like, did you have seen her face before at all?
She looked familiar, but I would have no idea where she's from.
Okay, so did you ever watch a movie Hitman?
With Timothy Olyphant?
Yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't remember it. I've seen it, but it was bad. That's
how about Oblivion? How about Oblivion?
Whoa, she's in Oblivion.
Yep,
yeah.
so she's in Oblivion. And then Quantum of Solace.
I haven't
007.
seen that one.
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
No.
The 007 one? Okay. You made fun of me because I was going to turn this on the other day. I mean, well, actually weeks ago. But Johnny English, I mean, it's the second one when he strikes again. But he's in that one. I'm just saying some of these movies, I'm like, I've seen these movies before.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So and another one that I've never actually watched, but I've actually I've heard about it for somehow. At first I thought it was because I was mixing up. So Momentum. Okay, it's Momentum, right? So it's TUM. So I was thinking of Memento, right?
Right.
So that's so when I first I'm like, oh, that's what I was thinking of. But somewhere down the line, I remember seeing this, somewhere or shape or form. I mean, it's terrible. Not seeing the movie, but somebody tell me about it. It's got terrible Rotten Tomatoes, but an 84% of Google users like it, right? So we've already seen these flops. Okay, I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. But it's I mean, it had a do you know who James Purefoy is? You have no idea who that is?
I mean, probably if I saw him.
You do. I'm telling you. Hold on one second. He is. Sorry, I'm just going to show a photo. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, he's in there, right? So, let me just go back here. So then it's in so those two, but they're the main characters in there. So once I started seeing it, looking into it, I'm I want to really watch it, but I'm pretty sure I've either seen this movie or somebody recommended it to me because it only came out in 2015, so it's not even that old of a film. So it's only 6 years old, so it's a newer film. Yeah. It's an American thing. It had a $20 million budget. I mean, it's a big film. It's a it's not a $1 billion film by any means, but it's a big film. So I really I enjoyed that one. And then another one that I've seen, I don't know if you love this one, but Max Payne. You ever watch Max Payne? Gotcha. See, I did like that one. I can't help it. She was in that one too. I mean, and I'm not always remembering her and all of these ones.
Right. Just impressed that she's in.
Yeah, it's just that's crazy, man. I just never realized, once you start going through that. And then one more thing. So this movie was just recorded, right? So you know what I mean. It's a Not just recorded, but you know what I mean. It's a new film.
Yeah.
Do you know how old she is?
Given all of that you've just given me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 40s.
Yep, 41. It's
Man,
crazy. So would you have guessed that though before I said that? Like honestly.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Me
at
neither. So that's a crazy part, man. So she's 41 years old. I mean, she doesn't done. You know, she started when she was young. She started when she was I think she was founded at a mall out there, trying to do like one of those small modeling things, you know.
Yeah.
So then she goes and does that, and all of a sudden, and then she's a model at the age of 16, and then she does her first movie, and she's actually said that she's been active as like in the agency since 1995. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It's wild, man. If you think about it,
Dude,
I'm like, holy, like that's wild.
The fact that like some people just have like these chance encounters and then they become like movie stars. So there's a TV show called Euphoria on HBO, and the drug dealer, his name is Fez. He was literally just walking on the streets of New York, and an agent walked up to him and said, "You look like you would be perfect. What, why don't you audition?" And boom. He's excellent.
That's
he's
crazy.
excellent. Yeah, I mean, some of these people in the Euphoria show are first-time actors, and they're stunning. It's amazing, like how people could just get found, and some people just know, like they could look at someone and be like, "You got it. You got what
talent.
It takes."
Exactly. There's talent. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I agree. At first, like when I don't know, as is trying to do like not YouTube streams, video game streams, you think you might be able to entertain until you get on that camera and start staring at that microphone.
Yeah, you just
game. yeah.
A new message.
Yeah. Hi guys. Oh, why'd you die? Because you scared me.
Why are you talking? I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I'm just saying.
That was always like pretty awkward.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not when we were playing with people, but then
Yeah. It's the solo ones. That's like if we were playing the same game, we were having fun. Even actually, I think at some points that when we were trying to do that, we were actually playing two different games.
Yeah, we were. I had.
Yeah,
oh
but,
man, I should have like a YouTube channel just of how to hook up like crazy systems, because I had my gaming machine running, my PlayStation running. I would talk to you through my PlayStation camera. I would talk to the stream through this camera. I streamed through it, or through this microphone. I'd stream through that camera. But I had to keep the PlayStation on, otherwise you wouldn't hear me on your stream. Yep. It was so funny, man. But it worked.
It worked.
I mean, it didn't pull in viewers, but it worked.
That's the hard part. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Audio is like the toughest thing to get.
No. Well, now it's probably still not gonna be perfect by any means, but we got some nicer setups now, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? You didn't have that microphone then. When did you?
Yeah, I bought this for streaming.
Oh, did you? Oh, gotcha. So that's okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's crazy then. But
I bought the camera, the microphone. My whole setup was for streaming. But now, actually, I don't even have my Razer Ripsaw connected anymore because there's no point. If I want to play PlayStation, I just hit my. First of all, I don't play PlayStation down here. I play it upstairs where the PlayStation 5 is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I tested Battlefield 5 down here on this PlayStation 4, and I was like, nah, no thanks.
Is that big of a difference, really?
Felt clunky, man. It was weird.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, dude, it felt weird. I'm like, this isn't right. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no.
My hands started burning.
I mean, since you brought it up too, I do just want to say something. I shattered a record recently.
I don't know how you made up that number, how you got it into that system.
It's impressive.
I don't know how.
I'm just saying.
I'm gunning for it.
That's fine.
What is it, 543 or something like that?
583.
583.
583. Yeah. So, and I meant to put it out there and tell you guys. So I looked up the the longest headshot, and you'll truly never find what the true longest one is, like in the world on the game, because people are aimbotting. So like,
oh, I'm sure.
They're like, so they're all on there. Okay, so they're all like the list of them. 1,700 are all the top ones. 1,700 meters. You're like, wait, what? There's like no way. Like how? Like it had to be one of those crazy random fires. Okay.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Well, you scroll down, they're like, well, get a 1,700 headshot every time. So you're like, what? So you just stay. So like, what all he does, like, so there's like, no, you like looked at Google, like you can do like it does like a preview of the whatever like videos coming up. Okay?
Yeah.
So the preview, all they do is they stand there and they jump up and fire, and then when it lands, he stands there for a second, and then it's tink. Headshot. So he's just like whoever, you know what I mean. You're just turning on. It's just so as soon as like the bullet, once you jump up, if anybody's in those airs,
right,
it's gotta just fire. You know what I mean. So it's actually he's actually been another dude that did it on Fortnite, and on Fortnite. So it's actually he's done floating. You're seen, well, you don't watch Fortnite videos, but people are floating at the top of the map, and then all they're doing is just aiming across the map and just hitting people, just wherever they're aimed. If there's somebody in that area, they're just shooting people. It's ridiculous. So
that is ridiculous.
Cheaters suck. But anyway, sorry, but yeah, I just wanted to at least throw that out there. You know.
Yeah.
You hated it, but it's fine.
It's all right.
You had it for a very long time.
What?
The longest headshot.
Oh, yeah. 350. 350, I think, is what I have. So now I guess I'll have to try.
Well, the funny thing is I've only tried one time. But anyways, I'm not going to talk too much about
don't even lie. So, every time he hops on, this is the time I'm going to do it. Don't lie.
How often do I snipe, though, you know?
Almost every time we play. Don't even lie, Corey. I don't even try.
Well, because we can't, though. If we play small maps, you know, we'll talk about this later, all right?
No, we won't.
This is an off-stream conversation. Just kidding.
He's embarrassed, that's why.
No, I'm not embarrassed. What do you mean?
Plus, it took him 3 years. Now, if we want to talk about how many headshots, let's talk about how many headshots. Let's talk about how kills versus deaths. Let's look at all those good things. Let's look at my Car 98, which has almost 1,000 headshots on it, just itself. Sorry, I am a little mad about being beat on the longest snipes.
I get it.
And I said, I'm glad all my guns are 10 because
so it's happening now.
Car 98 is all I'll be using. That's it.
That's so funny. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Kevin, can I get a revive? No.
Yes, I'm
nowhere near you. I'm at the far back. I gotta shoot somebody.
Don't spot on Kevin.
Yeah, like count me out. Awesome. I'll be in my own squad. Doesn't matter.
For sure. Yeah. Let's get a fourth player that's actually gonna play this game. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Oh man. All right. Well, you got anything else?
That's it, man. That's all I got. All right.
Well, cool. Well then, thanks everybody for watching.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Buy me a Coke.
Yeah.